Good morning. So I want to jump on real quick because I know a lot of us are going through like financial difficulties right now, myself included. And I know I'm not the only one. I know there's plenty of families going through financial burdens, financial difficulties. Like in this season, it's just the environment, the economic environment that we're in and that we're going into. I've been praying about it, and I just want to share some things that God showed me that's helping me right in this season. So the first thing is manna, right? He showed me manna, right? When he was taking the children of Israel or the nation of Israel, the people of Israel through the wilderness when they came out of Egypt. And he was taking them to the promised land. Before they got to the promised land, which was which could be a symbol of success or not just success, but a symbol of foundation for us, coming out of a hard time into better times. Before that he took them to the promised land, they went through the wilderness, right? And in the wilderness, they had to depend on God for manna, for daily bread, right? And that's where we get our prayer. Give us this day our daily bread, right? We don't have extra. We don't have more. We only have what we provision for today, and we got to trust you, God, for tomorrow. And that build, and the reason God did that was to build their trust, right? He took them through the wilderness to build up their trust in him, to be provider. God is Jehovah Jireh, the Lord God, the provider. And he's also El Shaddai, the supplier, right? The Lord God, the supplier. So in other words, he's the provider and the provision. So he wants us to depend on him. And that's what he showed me when he took me back to Exodus, is that in that season of wilderness, realize that it's just a season, which means that seasons change. They have an end. So it's temporary, but in the season, build up, work on my trust, work on our trust God for our provision, for our daily bread, manna, and ask God to show us where the manna is, like where the provision is. Where is the provision for this week, Lord? Where like open my spiritual eyes to see, where you're providing for me in this area of life, day by day, week by week, so building up our trust. And the good thing about daily bread is that we know that I've never seen, David said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed beg for bread. That means you'll never have to beg. Just focus on being righteous. Focus on trusting God, and you'll never have to beg for bread. There will always be provision, right? And you may not have excess or extra, but you'll have what you need. You'll have enough, and there's a lot of power in just enough. No more than, no less than. Just give me enough my daily bread. So speaking of extra, that was the other thing that God showed me is strategy, right? Like heavenly strategy, and it's lean. I call it lean versus, or fat versus lean, or lean versus fat, whatever. So in my personal time, I was, God he showed me Joseph, like when Israel was in, before Israel was in Egypt. When Joseph was in Egypt, and God gave him heavenly strategy of revelation of a dream, right, that Pharaoh had, and it was the 7 fat cows and the 7 skinny cows, right, and the skinny cows ate up the fat, and then there was 7, I think, bushels of wheat, big bushels of wheat, and 7 thin ones, and then the thin ones ate up a lot. I can't remember the details, but it was the lean eats up the fat. So the revelation to Joseph was that there was gonna be 7 years, and I'm not saying we're about to go through 7 years of financial difficulty. I'm just saying, just like stick with me for the point. God gave Joseph the revelation of lean, the fat versus the lean. So leverage the fat against the lean. This strategy that God gave or that God revealed to Joseph, it saved a nation, and not just like Egypt, the nation of Egypt, but it saved other nations, surrounding nations, and God's people, chosen at people at the time, Israel. It saved it like it. So this is strategy that works on a grand scale and for families. So so God showed me to leverage the fat against the lean, and what that means is look for the extra in your life, right? Look where you have fat, like not belly fat. We we all got a little belly fat. No, the extra. Where do you have extra? So for me, like this is an example. For me, I wake up extra early in the morning, just naturally. Like it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I can't go to bed super late, but if like whatever time I go to bed, I wake up, like I go to bed like 9:30, 10. Sometimes I push it past that, but I'll still wake up at 4:30 every morning. If I sleep in, I'm sleeping until 6. I wake up super early. So I used to use the early morning time as my extra me time. I would do my devotions and then do my reading and everything, praying, and then I had my me time, right? So that was extra. So what I started to do was take that extra time, some of that extra time, not every single day, but some of those days per week, and I would DoorDash, right? I just actually like came off a dash, and I'm about to start before I go to like clock in for and before I start my career, my day job. I use my extra hours to do DoorDash, and that's the extra. That's me taking the extra and leveraging it, the fat, and leveraging it against the lean, the need where I have lack. So it's taking luxury and leveraging that against lack. So pray that God opens your eyes and your understanding to where you have extra in your life. Maybe you have extra shoes or extra clothes that you can sell, extra time that you could be using to put that to earn money or whatever. Extra like you might be buying coffee. That's a tough one. I know that's a hard one. Like you may be buying your coffee, but at your favorite spots. But maybe that means you have to, for a season, you have to make coffee at home, extra against the lean. There's a ton. Like I can't give you all of them because God has to give. I can give you the strategy that he showed me, but pray to God that he shows you where your extra is, because my fat doesn't look like your fat, right? But that fat against the lean, that's a principle that's true for like that's a core truth. It's true in multiple contexts. When you're cooking meat, you can't have too lean of a meat. You have to, if it's too lean, you have to either it has to have fat, or you either add fat to it to cook it, and so it could taste. It's about balance, right? Like you cook a lean meat in like butter or olive oil, even though that's a healthy fat, it's still a fat. You leverage fat with the lean. So, yeah, pray about that. And I hope God, shows you where all the areas in your life where you can, where you can take that extra and use it against your lean, and so you can balance out, right? And so remember that, and remember to trust God, and we're gonna be all right. we gonna make it. It's a season, right? Wilderness is a season, and when we come out better, and when we come out of it, we should come out of it with stronger trust. Like we should really know, and it should be solidified that God, when we come out, our testimony should be, God did it, and I know it was nobody else but God, because I was down to my very last, and somehow he made a way every day, right? So trust God and give him the glory when you do come out of it. Man, comment and tell me what like your thoughts. Hopefully, I hope this helps you, like it helped me, and it just encourages it gave me hope. That's what we need when we're going through a wilderness season or a tough season. Hope, light. So I hope that my that what gave me hope gives you hope. All right, I'm gonna catch you on the next one.